So this inattention is the Shatru that we have. It causes death. Bhagavan Brahmana Sudaha. Sanat Kumara, in his conversation with Dhritarashtra, very specially said, Pramadam vai mrityumaham bravimi. I say that pramada, inattention, is really death. Never be a prey to it. Na pramadat anarthonyo jnaninaha swaswarupadaha tado mohas tadoham dhihi tado bandhas tado vyatha. Na pramadat anarthonyo na pramadat anarthonyo jnaninaha swaswarupadaha jnanina swaswarupadaha tado mohas tadoham dhihi tado mohas tadoham dhihi tado bandhas tado vyatha tado bandhas tado vyatha na pramadat anarthaha anyaha pramadad anarthonyo jnaninaha swaswarupadaha tataha mohaha tataha aham dhihi tataha mohas tadoham dhistado bandhaha tataha bandhastado vyatha. Na pramadad anarthonyo jnaninaha swaswarupadaha. For the knower or for the seeker. Jnaninaha pramadad anyaha anarthaha. There is no danger, calamity or misfortune than inattention. Inattention towards what? Swaswarupadaha. Inattention towards what? Close your eyes, think. What am I? Where from do I proceed? I say experience. Where from does it occur? Or upon what place does it occur? What is causing it? I say I am happy. I say I am unhappy. I say I want. I say I do not want. All these likes and dislikes, conditions, awareness, from where do they come? Apparently the source is the same. Am I the source of happiness and unhappiness? If so, when shall I become the source of only happiness? What is the total and ceaseless happiness? See, sometimes think about it, Baba. The whole life proceeds from you. Think about it. Think about it. So, inattention towards your own swarupa, your own nature, there is no greater calamity than that. Tado mohaha. From this inattention comes delusion. Tado ahamdhi. From that arises the deluded I notion. Tado bandha. All kinds of bondage, torments and afflictions. Tado vyatha. Pain and agony. Everything comes from inattention. Inattention. Carelessness. Carelessness. Think about it. Try to detect the trouble that you are suffering from. Remove it. And be as attentive and careful as possible. That is what we want. Because you have become adult, you have become a grandparent, I can afford to be careless. Never say that. We must always be interested in, I always call it a twin process, eliminating, getting rid of the undesirable elements in you and incorporating the desirable ones. Whatever is undesirable, the moment you know, it should go away from you. The moment you know something is desirable, it should enter you. Be awake, be attentive, be open, be sensitive. You know, in true knowledge sadhana, no effort is there. It's all that sensitive nature by which you know, is this good? Yes. What is meant by good? I must have it. So you have it. This is bad. What is bad? Undesirable. The moment you know, it goes away. It is an intelligential process whereby, by virtue of your attention, sensitiveness and attunement, the whole twin process of eliminating the undesirable and incorporating the desirable takes place very fast, easily and promptly. So be attentive.
Drishyam pratītam pravilāpayansan Sanmatramanandaghanam vibhavayan Samāhitassan bahirantaram vā Kālam nayetha sati karma bandhe Pramādo brahmanishthāyām na kartavyah kadācana Pramādo mrityurityāha Bhagavan brahmana sutaha na pramadaganatthonyo jnāninah sasvarupataha tato mohastadoham dhihi tato bandhastato vyatha
Na pramadat anarthonyo jnāninah swasvarupataha. 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 Say that. Na pramadat anarthaha anyaha pramadad anarthonyo jnāninah swasvarupataha tataha mohaha tataha aham dhihi tataha mohastadoham dhistato bandhaha tataha bandhastado vyatha. If you analyze your personality, your character, your behavior, your interaction, you will find the role that attention and sensibility, sensitiveness and sensibility can play is unimaginably great. If you want to learn something, it's enough if you attentively observe others. Whatever others are speaking, lend your ears as well as your heart and mind. You will simply learn. When you interact with people, many people will have many things to say. If you allow the others to speak, everybody will speak from his own proficiency, skill, knowledge, experience, etc. I think attention is sufficient. This is called the learning by osmosis, the principle of osmosis. You don't have to struggle, just observe watchfully. That man did this, that man said this. He narrated this. Simply go on observing. Even in our Ramayana and Mahabharata, what are they? They are only discussing the character, behavior and interactions of people with reference to time, place and personality. At what time it occurred, about which personality it occurred and where it is occurred. Even in a newspaper article, what are the three items important? Place, time and what said, who said, this is what they write. Place is important, date and time are important, and the person who said it also is important. They cannot bring a statement without reference to somebody. So time, place and personality are very, very important. The whole narration, Ramayana or any other mythological text, everything depends upon time, place, personality and event. With reference to these alone, we can narrate anything whatsoever. So the narration is very important. So if you read Ramayana, many people may read Ramayana in a worshipping manner. Ramayana is not to be read in a worshipping manner. Ramayana is to be read in an absorbing manner. You tell me, how many of you are reading or listening to Ramayana with a view to absorb whatever is mentioned? Can you lift your hands? 2 people in the whole assembly. Then what for is Ramayana written? It is the story of a prince and king Rama. Whatever is described there is about the prince Rama and the king Rama. As a prince, his character and behavior were very pronounced and exemplary. And as a king, his rule is very important. As a king, he was ruling. And as a prince, he was growing in the palace. Now, if you take Mahabharata, Ramayana discusses only the pleasant facet of brotherhood and other things. Kaikeyi, the stepmother, administered poison to the whole dynasty and its welfare. But somehow Bharata was such a good son that he decided, your poison remains with you, I am not going to take it. So when I write or speak, I say, my dear mother, you are my mother, all right. But now I am an adult. I have suckled from you, but I have not suckled the poison and the harm from you. I will not allow it to breed me at all. So let it remain safely in your own custody. I refuse to accept it. Whatever is denied to my brother is turned by me, he said. Whatever is denied to my brother is turned by me. I am not going to accept it. On the one hand, you find the characteral elegance of Rama. When Kaikeyi said, no coronation for you today, I want you to go to the forest for 14 long years. Rama said, only this much? This is all what you want? Before the sun sets today, Rama will have left Ayodhya. Give me some time to speak to my mother and make her agree to the proposition. Give me some time. By the evening, I will have left. He said to Bharata, everything I shall give. He even goes to the extent of saying, I will give my Sita also for him. Every one of you has a mind. Whenever I narrate this episode, I always ask my audience, tell me, what will you say? Forget about Sita, keep it away. I will have left Ayodhya before the sun sets today, he said. What will you say? Will you go? No, I will not go. All people say. But at least one boy will be there in the midst, he says, I will go. Whenever you narrate the story, you should always relate it to the listener. Never narrate the story. The story is narrated with a view to evoke a certain response and generate a will, resolve, decision, evaluation and the like. But Ramayana is only the bright side of life. But we cannot always be with the bright side. The dark side also will be there. So in Mahabharata you will find all the different facets of life presented. Very recently we had an instance where 2 rich brothers fought each other and both of them killed each other. Is it not? This is also a story. Mahabharata contains it. Not only they killed each other, what happened? 18 Akshauhinis of Sena were brought to Kurukshetra battlefield, and all of them minus 10 were killed. Duryodhana was able to muster more than 1.5 times Yudhishthira's army. More than 1.5 times. And all these people came from the different parts of India. And he sacrificed all of them. It was a fight between the brothers. And recently also it was a killing between the brothers. Isn't it? So the story is never going to leave us. History repeats itself. The purpose of Mahabharata is to enrich you, equip you, enlighten you about the complexity of the human mind and the complexity of the character on the one hand, behavior on the other, and interactions on the other of human individuals. You know, the entire life revolves around the individual. The individual belongs to a family, therefore family. The family belongs to a societal segment, therefore that segment. So many segments put together make a nation, therefore nation. And so many nations make together make the globe, so globe. What is life after all? Individual, family, social segment, the nation and globe, then the environment. Our discussion is always about this. Everything that relates to human life becomes a part of our dharma. In my telecast, Muktisudhakaran, the Malayalam telecast, on one occasion I was referring to the current murder that was taking place. So a person expresses an opinion on, he disagrees with you, he challenges you. So the people marshal so much of support and finally liquidate him. Such a liquidation took place in Kerala. So I was saying that when a man speaks something, he is telling you with his voice, face his sound with your sound. In other words, I said, face one man's tongue with your tongue. Face one man's thought with your thought. Face one man's reason with your reason. Face one man's body if necessary with your body. For somebody having spoken, you cannot go and kill him. This is not right. And then in the process I said, killing is accepted as self-defense. When somebody attacks you, you certainly have to defend yourself. In the process of defense, you are given the freedom by law to even take off his life. Except in self-defense. So our people, they wrote a letter that this portion should be removed. So it was removed and said. But I wrote a letter to them. What is it that you are saying? And they made an observation. In a religious talk, this is not very relevant. Then I wrote to them, I am not giving a religious talk. I am talking on dharma. And dharma encompasses everything under the sun and beyond the sun. Whatever concerns human life becomes a subject of dharma. Are you following? Everything is covered. Does it concern your life? It becomes part of our dharma. And this offense, defense, etc., who makes this offense and defense? The individual, the human? Then I said, in the Indian Penal Code, there is a provision specifically to this effect. And I called that portion and wrote it to them. This is what it says. When a person physically assaults you, or he is trying to rape you, on these two occasions, in self-defense, you have the freedom even to kill him, but you have to prove it. Then I said that the Indian Penal Code is a reproduction of the British Penal Code. And the British Penal Code, as I understand, was written by Macaulay. And after writing it, he had to spend weeks, months and years before the House of Lords explaining every provision that he has written. Sometimes the discussion on a clause extended to weeks. One criminal lawyer was telling me, Swamiji, as is Bhagavad Gita for you, this is our Bhagavad Gita. The Indian Penal Code. Now, then I also asked, I don't know whether you are interested in listening to all this. Then I asked, when the Parliament passes a legislation, what for is it passing? The time it is passed and the President puts his signature and the government makes it effective, it is applicable to all people. The ignorance of a law does not give any excuse for you for the crime under it. So when a legislation is passed by the parliament and it is put into effect, the first defense and offense for it is that it should be let known to the people. Is it not? So when I explain a particular legislation for the knowledge of the people, is it not the first part of making it effective? You don't understand?
Yes, yes.
See, that such a legislation is there, should be known by people. That is the first part of making it effective. So what wrong is there in my having said it? We discuss everything under the subject of dharma. And dharma means everything governing human life. The human as an individual, the human as a family, the human as a societal segment, the human as a nation, the human as a globe. Everything we will discuss. During my telecast, I was discussing about marriage, married life, impregnation, garbhadhana, the preservation of garbha, then the birth of the child. Everything I had to discuss. And people say we never know about all these things. It is there in our shastras. Many of you are married, but I don't think you know how to lead your married life. We people unmarried will have to tell you. See? They don't know. Vedavyasa was an ascetic, but he has discussed brahmacharya, garhastya, vanaprastha and sannyasa. A thinker cannot exempt anything from his thought. Everything will have to be discussed. So I said, I am absolutely right. If your channel does not agree with it, that's a different consideration. That I have spoken, you cannot say it is wrong or it does not come under the purview of my discussion. They did not reply me. They must have the integrity to say yes or no. In what way am I wrong? I am doing a service to the Indian Penal Code also. Is it not? Huh? There must be somebody dealing with law here. So this attention is very important. This you should understand. Attention, attention. Why I said this? When you read Ramayana, when you read Bhagavad Gita, or when you read Mahabharata, don't just read it. You are reading Ramayana as a part of your worship. My dear soul, Rama is not to be deified. He is not to be made a god. He has to be made a human, and you have to become like him. Like him. Try to become like Rama. Don't worship Rama and get away from the responsibility. We throw a few flowers at his feet, at the idol, and I do what I like. This is what we are doing. So every time when you read, you must have attention. What have I read? What did Rama do? Where was the slip? It occurred to him, so I must be careful. So that attention is what makes you learn. If you are sufficiently attentive, nothing else is required. So the entire jnana sadhana is actually resting upon our intelligence, mind and their sensibilities. Our intelligence and mind. No other factor is there in jnana sadhana. So he says, na pramadat anarthonyaha. There is no danger or calamity more severe than inattention, particularly for the knower of truth or the sadhakas. Swaswarupadaha. Ever since morning when we get up, we are interacting with the world and the world objects. You tell me, this interaction is triggered by what and where? If I move my hand, the movement is originating from the hand, or the movement is thought of and triggered by the mind. So the mind is the source of all actions and interactions. Should you not pay attention to that sphere? How can you be unmindful of the mind which originates, sustains and dissolves, remembers all interactions and actions that you do? Tado moha tado aham dihi. From that inattention arises moha, means delusion. The murder that took place very recently between the brothers, don't you think it is due to delusion? Anybody who kills another man while he is killed, He is giving vent to his anger or hatred. But do you think it will stop there? When he used his gun, maybe one person was there and his own will was there. After the gun is used, a hierarchy of people are around him. His enemy is no more there. All the other people are going to round him up. If he has got some understanding of what can be the aftermath of my action, will he ever do it? He does it because only moha, delusion. This delusion can come to you at any time provided you are inattentive. If you are attentive, you have to avoid it. Ahamdhi. What? Ahamdhi, that feeling, I, kartrutva, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the possessor. So much, no, something more belongs to me. Does anything belong to us? Suppose you make a house or you buy a property. When the body falls, the property will be extracted and put on your chest. बोलिए ना क्या? वसुंधरा में हमने एक CARD बनाया है, जो फाउंडेशन स्टोन ले करते समय उस समय मैंने कहा हमारी सेंटर वसुंधरा में रहेगी और वसुंधरा की ही रहेगी, कोई उसको नहीं ले जा सकेगा. It will remain here.